My name is Jarek Kotomski and I'm the producer of Piano to Zanskar.
Michał Sulima. I'm the director of Piano to Zanskar, yes.
Well, Piano to Zanskar is a documentary about an eccentric piano tuner from London, Desmond Gentle, who decides to deliver an antique piano to a tiny village high up in the Himalayas. And this is potentially the highest piano delivery in history, and it's a journey which ends up changing his life.
I graduated from photography in London at the time, and 3 months after I graduated, a friend of mine who's a producer on this film, Jarek, came over to me and said he just met the man who has the craziest idea. He wants to bring a piano to a very far village in the Himalayas. And that sounded like a fictional film, but that was a true documentary story. So we thought, as intimidating as it sounds, from not doing any films ever to doing like a feature documentary film, we decided to give it a go.
We shot most of the film in the Indian Himalayas, in Ladakh and Zanskar mountain range. And we spent quite some time in the little village of Lingshet, which was the final destination. And then the beginning scenes of the film were shot in London.
Oh, ignorance definitely was bliss. If we knew how difficult it was, I think everybody might have second thoughts about it. But I think in this sense and in this case, the fact that we didn't exactly know what we were up against made the whole endeavor so much more surreal and intriguing in a way, because everybody was slightly underprepared. It wasn't like a logistically sound expedition. It was quite comical actually. So that made part of the, I think, humor and charm of the film, I hope.
Well, this was the first project, so we had to learn everything pretty much as we worked on it, and it was a fascinating experience, but it was a very difficult one. Obviously, many things we would have done better, many things we would have planned better, but perhaps because it was our first film, we had enough courage and naivety, so to speak, to embark on this adventure, which wasn't really well thought out or really well planned, but which ended up becoming a really interesting documentary.
It's such a personal story, and we always wanted the protagonist of the film, Desmond, who's a charming 65-year-old, to be the narrator of a film. We decided that we don't want to create a distance and any artificial drama in terms of like what we're doing. The audience is supposed to be very close to him and see the film through his eyes.
We love being in Boulder. This was our US premiere. And the crowd was fantastic, and it was actually one of our best screenings so far. And both our screenings were sold out, and the reception we received here was marvelous. So it's been a fantastic experience so far.
It was 3 of us. It was my producer friend Jarek, it was myself behind the camera directing, and there was a friend of us who was doing a sound. And very luckily we took him with us, because our microphones broke on the first day. So if it wasn't that we had a soundman dedicated to doing sound, there would be a mute film, there would be no sound. So yeah, 3 people strong, not a lot.
We have one more screening, which is going to be in Longmont at 3 o'clock in the afternoon today, and we will join you for the Q&A.